From the Jack and Jones Shredder Studio in beautiful CCM at the University of Cincinnati, it's the Dennis Daniels Show! Tonight's guest, voice actor Yuri Lowenthal. And now, here is your host. He is the first ever recipient of the Bearcast Radio Lifetime Achievement Award, Dennis Daniels! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, you have successfully navigated once again to BearcastRadio.com's hottest talk show segment, The Dennis Daniels Show. I am your host. I'm the guy that Ben 10 would call Den 10. Den 10, because it's 10 and Den and Bearcast Radio's first ever recipient of their Lifetime Achievement Award, Dennis Daniel. And joining me as always, well, gosh, he'd be the Itachi to my Sasuke, the Bossmon John Pokemon, but sadly he has to go do te works, so he is not here tonight. Boo, boo. But yeah, we got, oh boy, Jimmy Crack Corn and I don't care. We've got a great show planned tonight. Now, this is your first time on the Dennis Daniels Show. Welcome aboard. Dennis Daniels Show is here to give you, the discerning anime fan, a little bit of what you want. Hey, if you want Vic Mignogna, we give you Vic Mignogna. If you want Little Karibo, we give you Little Karibo. If you want Christopher Sabat in a polka hat doing the mambo in Antarctica, go somewhere else. But if you want the very best in anime, the very best in wrestling, the very best in television, look no further than the Dennis Daniels Show. Because we know that you could pick from a lot of late night talk shows, like you could pick from the guy with the gigantic chin, or the guy that had the lusty affair with the interns and the got teeth going, hee hey. Or you could have the other guy that's on TBS now. No one really cares about him. George Lopez. Hey-oh! But I'm happy that you chose the Dennis Daniels Show to be your one-stop late-night primetime talk show destination, because we appreciate your business. Now, last time on the Dennis Daniels Show, we had voice actor Charles Martinet, best known as the Mario Brothers from the hit Nintendo franchise. Now, I'm excited about tonight, because tonight on the Dennis Daniels Show, we've got none other than voice actor supreme Yuri Lowenthal. That's right, Yuri Lowenthal. I'll tell you what, this guy knows his stuff. I've watched this guy since, I guess since I was in high school on a little show known as Naruto. That's right, and I believe one of his breakout roles as Sasuke Uchiha. Sasuke Uchiha, he had the blue outfit and the spiky black hair and the weird thing with his eyes. We could have gotten him some clear eyes to fix that up. And we didn't touch it, though. But I also, and I am not afraid to admit this, he's on this little show called Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. And I'll tell you what, I told him this when I met him at Otakon a couple years ago. I was like, Yuri, he's like, what is it, Dennis? I gotta tell you, I like Ben 10 when you do it. That's nothing against Tara Strong when she does Ben 10. I don't like little kid Ben 10. He's a bit of annoying, but I like this new Ben 10. I like where you're going with this. You're doing pretty good stuff there. I appreciate it. And I gotta tell you, he is just a voice actor among voice actors. We've had a lot of great voice actors on the show. I don't know about Yuri Lowenthal though, man. Boy, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. You see, I'm buttering up like a piece of toast there. But you know what? Of course, I can't do any good talking about him, so, like with all our other voice actors starting this past year, I've comprised a bit of a demo reel of some of his most well-known voices. Let's take a look at what makes Yuri Lowenthal so freaking great.
I'm not the same as you. I'm traveling a path the rest of you can't follow. I know that the four of us have worked together. And for a while, I thought I could take that road instead. But in the end, I've decided on revenge. Sakura, thank you for everything.
What's wrong, Locke?
A guy like that must be after the ancient amulet of will. I wonder if he crossed paths with my dad. Come on, Sophie. With her help, we'll have a better chance of finding the amulet of will and my dad.
You've got some faith, kid. You must have had a pretty easy life.
I did, but I'm a seeker now.
We'll see.
My bro is dead! He's gone! But he's right there on my back, and here in my heart! He lives on as a part of me! If you're gonna dig to the heavens! No matter what's in my way, I won't stop! Once I've dug through, it means that I've won!
You what? What are you talking about?
Just who the hell do you think I am? I'm Simon. I'm not my bro. I'm me! Simon the Digger! Meeting on the roof like the old days.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're okay. I've been worried.
Alive and kicking thanks to you. You almost died, trying to protect me.
I was just returning the favor from 7 years ago. What about the girl, you know, from the capsule?
I don't really know. We got separated during the fray. But you would know more about her than I do, right?
No. The only ones who knew anything were the inner circle of the Royal Guard.
What's the big deal? We beat them.
They escaped, and we don't know what they wanted, or even why the Ultimatrix led us to them.
But other than that...
Yeah, we won. When I thought you were dead, I had to do a lot of growing up.
You did fine.
For a while. But then I let my fame go to my head. I've been as big a jerk these past few months as I ever was. Aren't you gonna argue with me?
Not when you're right.
I've had fun, but I always told myself that when the situation got serious, so would I.
I'm not going to argue with you, Ben. I just wanted to make sure you'd really thought about this.
I have, Grandpa. I'm sorry about what's going to happen to Kevin. Really, I am. But this isn't kid stuff anymore. Playtime's over.
So there you go. I mean, you look at all that great stuff. I tell you what, Yuri has done a lot of great stuff. And I am so happy that he's going to be on the show tonight. Now, if this is your first time tuning in, you probably don't know this, but as of late on this show, I've been getting my ass handed to me by all these crazy cartoon characters. I think my best one known is the ass chewing I took from Kaiba. And then the last guest we had, Colleen Stadfeld. Boy, she stomped my ass pretty good. You'll have to check it out on YouTube. I asked her some hard-hitting questions about the Black Knights, and what do I get? I get a bunch of flip-flopping, like John Kerry. And now, I don't like to, instigate a fight or anything, but there's one guy out there, and, for the longest time, he's just pissed me off so much. And I'm going to, and everyone's going to say, oh, this guy had a hard time. He had to grow up alone and win. Well, I mean, if I'm going to get an ass kicking tonight by some of these characters that Yuri does, I'm going to get a few punches in myself. So it's time for a new segment we like to call Dennis Daniel Tough Love. Okay, so they got this guy going around here named Sasuke Uchiha. Apparently he's part of this clan that was wiped out by his older brother Itachi. And now he's dedicated his entire life to getting revenge on that guy by joining up with this long black-haired guy with pale skin who called himself Orochimaru. Gee, I wonder who he resembles. Give you a hint. Thriller. So anyway, he's all about revenge and all this stuff. Like, I have to be strong. I have to get revenge for my clan. And everyone's all crying, oh, poor Sasuke, boo-hoo. Sasuke, I got a message for you. It's time to grow up hair and get the hell over yourself. And now, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I'm sorry. I got a box of tissues for you. You can cry your little eyes out. Oh, my daddy's dead. My mommy's dead. My clan is dead. But I'll tell you what. You got some big cojones to join up with Orochimaru. And if you were here, I'd say this to your face. So if you're gonna take any revenge, why don't you come and aim some of those bullseyes on me? Because I'll take you out. I'll take you out of the woodshed, and that's the bottom line. Because Dennis Daniel said so. I'm just saying. But anywho, yep, I got a helmet on, so this is going to be fun. This is going to be quite fun. So let's go right down to it. Oh boy, I am ready for the interview of To Epicness. Yay! Ladies and gentlemen, my guest tonight is a critically acclaimed voice actor, best known as Sasuke Uchiha and Ben 10 from the hit series Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. Ooh, and he's even got a new book out, and I'm excited. It's called Voice-Over Voice Actor, What's It Like Behind the Mic? And we're going to talk about that later on the show today. It's going to be good stuff. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up. He is the one, the only Mr. Yuri Lowenthal! Lowenthal, thank you, and welcome to the Dennis Daniel Show.
Wow! Now I know what Justin Bieber must feel like. Jeez.
No! You
know what? I'm very happy to not know what Justin Bieber feels like, if that's okay with everybody.
Yeah. I hear he's gotten a tattoo as of late.
Wow. So now he's hardcore.
From what I heard, it was a butterfly.
Hey, Justin, a unicorn tattoo is not going to cut it.
Oh, no.
That doesn't make you hard.
No. And this is the guy whose character had all that ink put onto him by Kakashi. So
that's true.
We know. So he knows a few things about tattoos. But I gotta say, it's truly an honor, Mr. Lowenthal. I'm gonna have a hard time getting through that tongue tying there. But
that's all right.
As I said earlier, when I was in middle school and high school, watched Naruto every week. Again, like I said, Sasuke was kind of emo for me, so I couldn't really get into him. But then you go on to do Ben 10, and I told this to you 1,000 times at Otakon a couple years ago. I really like your Ben 10 over Tara Strong's Ben 10.
Well, thanks.
It just, for some reason, it just got more enjoyable when you joined the cast.
Right on.
Yeah, totally right on.
Well,
and
I appreciate that. And it's okay about that whole Sasuke thing. Sasuke is really for the girls. The girls like that dark, the bad boy. They like the bad boy, and he's the bad boy.
Yeah, so you gotta be all mellow like Ben Murphy, no ruffled feathers, big sweet Bippy, you're gonna do your thing, I'll do mine, because that's what being Ben Murphy's all about. Sadly, we're not Ben Murphy, but that's totally. Sorry, I just saw this movie Riding with Death, and it was all. But anyway, again, I can't thank you enough. I mean, this is a true honor, and I wish my brother were here, because if I'm gonna get an ass kicking by a character, I want someone else to be there with me.
Oh my God, is your brother dead?
No, he's not dead.
He's just not there with you right now.
No, he's
okay.
not. Well, if you consider working at Petco being dead.
That's worse. That's a fate worse than death.
I know. But anyway, let's go right ahead and get into this. What got you interested in voice acting?
It was just sort of an offshoot of what I was already doing. I'd come out to Los Angeles with my wife Tara, and we were, both came out here to act. We've both been acting for years, but to really act, for a living, to actually make money at it, you pretty much have to come out to Los Angeles, because this is where most of the jobs are. And so we came out here, and we're looking for as many ways as possible that we could make money as actors, and neither of us had tried voice acting. And we'd both done a lot of theater and on-camera stuff, and so we didn't really know where to start, so we took just a basic intro class to voice acting, and put a demo together, and then started sending that demo out. And one of our first sort of big breaks was the guy who actually taught the class got hired to direct the dub of a Japanese anime called SD Gundam Force, which is not really the crown jewel in the Gundam series and sort of the Gundam family, but it's sort of Gundam for kids, but really a lot of fun. But in any case, that was my first dubbing job, and through that I met a lot of really nice people, and they recommended me for one thing or other, and one job led to another, and things took off a little bit. But even when I was a kid, even before I knew that voice acting could be a job, I would do all my crazy voices and run around my room doing radio shows where I would play all the different characters and I would do the voices for everything. But I never really thought that could be a job, and now look where it's got me.
Now, I hate to argue with you, Yuri, but how in the world are you going to say SD Gundam wasn't good? I loved Bakunetsumaru.
So did I. I loved that whole show, and I think we did it. They put a lot of money into it, and they did like this whole new orchestral score, and the writing was really funny. But people who are into Gundam are into Gundam. They want to see, giant robots fight each other and have the drama and the sort of soap opera, ishness, broken up with, giant, robot battles and or mecha battles, and that's there was SD Gundam was different. It was funny, it was cute.
I personally like the Zako Hour, so.
Oh, me too. I'm so glad you remember that. We had so much fun doing those.
And you get to shout, Bakunetsumaru!
Exactly. And you know what? When I run into the director, he's, we still see each other now and then and work together. But when something goes south or whatever, one of us will inevitably go, Zako. It still comes up.
It's clever. I recorded every Zako Hour there was, and then of course I see some on YouTube as well. I don't see why not many people would like SD Gundam. Okay, so maybe it's in 3D. They haven't taken it. Maybe it's dumbed down for kids. But a lot of good stuff that's for kids, is pretty. It's still pretty good for all ages. Like I did a review on my site for a Thriller Restaurant, which is it's like Goosebumps for Rugrats or Ghostbusters for Rugrats. It takes Japanese ghost stories, but waters them down so they're not too scary for kids. It's a pretty good show, and I would recommend it to anybody. Unfortunately, it's not.
I would watch that. What's it called again?
It's called Thriller Restaurant, but it's also known as Kaidan Restaurant.
Okay.
Bakunetsumaru, how are they going to hate on that?
I know.
Gosh, I would. You should make a video and just shout that. Bakunetsumaru! Exclamation point.
Exclamation point! How you going to hate on that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm thinking of something clever to involve haters going hate. But I can't think of anything right now, so I'll
That's all right.
BearcastRadio.com. This is the Dennis Daniels Show. We've got Yuri Lowenthal on the air. If you got a question for us, head over to twitter.com/ATExplosion and leave us a tweet. Or you can head over to alltasteexplosion with 2e's.com and enter our Chatango chat and leave us a question there, and we'll read it during the listener portion of the show. Now, Chatango.com. It's new.
It's almost as good as Bakunetsumaru.
Bakunetsumaru!
Chatango!
Yeah. Bueno! Exclamation. Poor favor. Okay. Now, do you have any kind of educational background?
I do, in the sense that I went to high school, and then I went to college. I went to the College of William and Mary, and when I was there, I studied. I graduated with a East Asian Studies major. I studied Japanese, and who knew would actually come in handy in my performance career. But I did a lot of theater while I was there. As well, I didn't graduate with a theater degree because I was afraid my parents would stop paying for college if I did. But that was my background, and then I worked for 2 years in Japan after I graduated, and then made the decision that I didn't, as much as I thought my life was taking me into sort of a foreign service type thing or some sort of international relations direction. I was so in love with acting and performing that I thought, I got to give this a chance professionally, so that I don't look back in 20 years, my government job, sitting at a desk and go, God, I always had so much fun doing that. I wonder if I could do it again. So I left Japan, came back to New York, and took acting classes, and did a lot of just sort of basement theater and very avant-garde theater for 6 years in New York, and then moved out to Los Angeles. So a lot of my studying was done on the job, but I can't express enough how important all my theater training was as far as towards what I do now.
Yeah, we're actually broadcasting out of the College Conservatory of Music here at the University of Cincinnati in Cincinnati, Ohio. We got
outstanding.
Yeah, got a lot of vocal majors, theater majors, drama majors. And do you have any advice for those who may want to go pursue a career in the voice acting industry?
Absolutely. First, let me just say I was born in Ohio. I was born in Alliance.
Woo!
Woo! But yeah, I mean, my advice would be if that's something you're interested in, and not just interested, you kind of got to love it, because it's not always going to be easy. And so, even when you're having tough times, you got to remember that you love it. So if you love it, and I would just say do everything possible that you can now. I mean, don't wait, till I can't really, study any of this kind of stuff or practice any of this kind of stuff until I'm actually moving out to Los Angeles or New York or wherever it is you're gonna get started. There's so many things you can do now. I mean, you can study theater in college. You can do local theater. You can make movies with your friends on the weekend. You can just practice reading out loud. I mean, if you're interested in voice acting specifically, that I can't stress enough how important that is, because that's what I do on a regular basis. Somebody throws a script down in front of me. I've never read it. My acting training helps me make choices and helps me, look at the script and break it down. But then I've got to read it out loud, and I haven't had any practice. So you got to be good at pulling words off the page in front of the microphone while you're doing all that other stuff, all the acting stuff. So even just reading out loud or any kind of performing at all you can do now is good training. And then, if you're out of school and you're like, hey, this is what I want to do, then I recommend going to wherever the closest city is that you can go to where the work is being done. I say Los Angeles because that's where the most of it is done, but I don't know where everybody lives. So sometimes New York may be closer or whatever. But go where the work is, and then that's how you get started, and keep loving it. And honestly, it's it can be a tough career to break into. So if you're doing it and you hate it after a while, then stop doing it. You got to be loving it. Otherwise, it's going to be painful.
Yeah, when we talked to Wendy Lee in October, she said the anime industry is taking kind of a hit right now because of the P word, piracy. Boo. Mm-hmm. And it's tough. It's tough. It was even tough before, but now it's even tougher to get your break into the industry. So you have to be able to be at the top of your game at any given moment. It's like the toss up between overtime, and you got to be able to be on your toes, or else the doors can hit you in the face.
Exactly. And there are a couple things. Don't limit yourself to just doing anime dubbing, because it's fun and there's a lot of opportunity there right now. Although less opportunity as piracy cuts down on that. But you can't make your living as an actor solely on dubbing. The pay isn't good enough. It's a great training ground. It's fun. If you're a nerd like me who's been watching anime since I was a kid, it's extra fun and an honor to be doing that kind of work. But you can't survive on just that. So you also want to be doing commercial voiceover. You want to be doing original animation voiceover. You want to be working in video games. Video games is a hotbed of work these days. There's so many video games coming out all the time. It seems to be a constant source of work. So definitely keep your view broad on that one, and focus on the acting, because the people that we've noticed who have really made it out here and continue to make a living, they're also good actors. They don't just do funny voices or are in love with anime. They're good actors. So definitely any kind of act practice or training you can do for your acting will serve you later.
Mm-hmm. What do you do to prepare for an audition?
For an audition, it depends on how much time they give me, and depends on the material they give me before I get to the audition. Sometimes they say, hey, you're auditioning for a video game. And I say, well, can I see the script or anything? And they say, no, it's secret. You have to just go in. I say, well, what kind of character is it? And they're like, it's a guy. I'm like, okay. So you show up, and then you just you get the script at the audition. Then they make you give it back so you can't leak it to the internet. But at that point, I read through the script. I try to find out, as much as possible from the script. The script is usually, even if it's just a few lines, if it's good writing, then there will be a lot of information you can take and help to figure out what the character is. Then hopefully whoever is casting it and directing it will also give you as much information. It's always cool to ask questions, and it'll help you. It'll help you have a better informed character, and different than anybody else who's going in. That's another thing is try not to worry too much about what do they want. they want to see who you are. Just do your thing. Everybody's different, and that's who you are is going to make the character different from anybody else who's going to be coming in. So don't try to second guess that. If there's pictures, sometimes there'll be artwork. I'll go over the artwork and see how that informs, because sometimes I play characters that aren't even human. So artwork definitely helps on that. And then sometimes, depending on what, if it's going to be a real screamy audition, as a lot of video games are, I'll try to warm up my voice a little bit before I go in so I don't completely wreck it in the audition, because that's embarrassing for everyone. So those are, and relax, that's, they want you to, you got to remember the casting director is pulling for you. When you go in, or when you, record at home and, send it and they're listening, they want you to get the job. It's going to make their job easier. If they can give it to you. So they're not the enemy. So just relax and do your thing.
So ironically, it's like a believe in you because I believe in you.
Oh, yeah. See, believe in the Simon that believes in himself.
Oh, boy.
That was nice. Thanks for playing the Gurren Lagann stuff at the top
no
of the
problem.
hour.
No problem. We had Kyle on last year, and we talked about his role in Kamina and how he got the shaft after 8 episodes. So
I know, not to be a spoiler to anyone, but it was a surprise to me too. I didn't know that was coming, and then it just sort of happened, and I went, wait, but he comes back, right? I mean, there's a thing where he's not actually, and they're like, nope. And then, I cried for 20 minutes, and then they said, okay, we got to keep working. And I said, but Kyle, dude. I love Kyle.
He's totally great. He's just incredible. Actually, I told him that I think Kamina is like the Bret Hart of anime because of the sunglasses and the flashy attire. I'm waiting for him to one day just to go, I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best ever will be.
Totally. Oh my God, he is absolute. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. We're also a wrestling show, so we.
I know. I gathered from the beginning of the show. That's exciting.
Yeah, we do that. Yeah. We actually had the big wig John Cena on our show in September, so that was a really big thrill. Oh, he is huge. He is huge. I was scared he was going to crush my hand, and we've been working on getting guys. We had the Intercontinental Champion at the time, Kofi Kingston. Then we had one of the contestants from this past season's WWE Tough Enough, Jeremiah Riggs, and they're all super nice. They're big and scary, but they're really, really nice. So
yeah, and you should see these guys work on, because there's been more WWE video games, and they get as much as possible. I know one of the directors for one of those games, and he said during to do one of the games, they couldn't get all the wrestlers because they're always traveling. They couldn't get them to all come to the studio in L.A. So they outfitted this giant bus, like this tour bus, and they drove to the events and would have these guys, pack into the little the booth in the bus, and like Big Show was just like he couldn't he could barely fit in there. And he told me some pretty crazy stories, but yeah, those guys are all involved in video games now.
Yeah, that's amazing. They go from breaking each other in the middle of the ring to doing essentially what you do.
Right, exactly. Maybe I should hit the wrestling circuit.
Yeah. Let's. Oh, geez. Yeah. What would we have a ring name? Gosh, I'd be your manager.
Yeah. What would be my? I know. I'm a little Jewish guy, there's got to be something. We got to come up with something.
Gosh, well,
by the end of the show, we'll come up with something.
Yes, I don't think you're gonna be the next Goldberg, but gosh, that's totally cool. BearcastRadio.com. This is Dennis Daniels Show. We have got Yuri Lowenthal on the air. Now, when we talked with Karen Strassman a few months ago, she was working on a show called Huntic, and you work with her, and you play Locke Lambert. What's his character like?
He's kind of like a mini Indiana Jones in a way. He's an he's sort of like an archaeological hunter guy. Only the problem is, as was much the case with Indiana Jones, they're not just going to let you take that stuff. They're not just going to let you figure out the riddles of the ages. They're going to put giant sort of, in our case, titans from the various mythologies around the world in your way, to make it more interesting for the viewer, of course. But he's a puzzle solver, He's a puzzle solver, and he fancies himself a little bit of a ladies' man, and he's really not. Dante's a ladies' man.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that Zaya Moon, wow, cold.
I know.
Jeez, again, I'm not into that Harry Potter nonsense, so get that.
So you get it there, yeah.
Get out of here. I'm just, we were talking with Karen about Huntik, and it was. I mean, I just saw a video of Zaya for the very first time, and I'm like, damn, man, she hot.
Mm-hmm.
She
Papow.
Yeah, Papow, and then she becomes a good guy in the second season. But she sounded like a good guy in the first season, but then again, I only saw part of one episode. That was the third episode, so I mean, I should check it out more. Do you know if it's airing on a Disney XD or if it's still on the CW4 Kids or? I
don't know where it's airing these days. I have not seen it in a long time.
I mean, you can check it on YouTube, probably.
Probably, yeah. I think they're probably pretty good about leaving it on YouTube.
Where else are you going to find this stuff, Yuri? I mean, you
know.
go through your local FYE and you don't see Huntik. You ask them if they've got it in. You're like, no. But it's like in certain series, and I'm going to bring this one up because you were in it. Bottle Fairy.
Yes.
I didn't see many DVDs released of it, and I know you were in Bottle Fairy because we had Rebecca Forstad on in January, and we talked about her being Tama-chan, and my sister also saw Bottle Fairy, so she really liked it. I mean, I'm like, okay, they're fairies and bottles. I wish Sensei would just put a little cork on them all.
I know, and just watch them asphyxiate slowly but surely.
Oh, this is Guy in the Dark. This is a dark show all of a sudden. Oh,
it's only gonna get darker from here.
It's gonna get darker. Oh boy, those listening, you better wear a hard hat. Oh boy. One of your best-known roles is Sasuke Uchiha from the hit Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. How did you develop his character, and what do you like or dislike about him?
Sasuke was interesting for me because until that point I had played mostly sort of idealistic, young, happy, goody two-shoes type heroes. And here, you come into this guy who's all he's about is revenge. All his family, not just his family, like, everyone in the entire clan was killed. And not only were they were killed by his older brother. And so he's just full of darkness and full of lust for revenge. Not exactly the happy-go-lucky character that I played before then. So it was daunting at first for that, and also because I knew that the show was so popular that it was going to be tough to come into it and to have the fans dig it because the original is so well loved. But it was also exciting because those are the kind of characters I like to watch. And those are the types of, I like dark shows, I like dark comedies, I like, dark things. And so it was a challenge for me, and but really fun for me because those are the characters that I want to play. So you could say, oh well, where did you draw on? What part of you did you draw on for that? And everybody's got a darkness. I've got a darkness. You've definitely got a darkness, Dennis.
What?
What?
Say what?
But I had to dip into that, but that was fun for me, and I think that's what I really like about it. He's dark that way, and I got to explore my own dark places by playing him and continuing to play him. Thank you very much.
You're currently working on Shippuden, and I don't know how far they're on Disney XD. They ping pong that show back and forth so many times it should be going to Wimbledon each year.
I know.
So how's that coming along?
It's coming along great. I mean, for the last, it's been like 2 years since I've recorded anything but the Naruto video games because Sasuke's been off on his, on his thing with Orochimaru, and they don't really cover that. But I think I can tell you, we just recently finally got to the recording part. We started recording Sasuke again, so which was, obviously a happy time for me since I missed the guy.
Well, yeah. What's he doing nowadays? Did he wear like a white jacket with like a purple dress or something?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
He's not a fashion plate, but he's beyond that.
Yeah. He must have some problems going out in public like that. Oh, I got all the cosplayers angry at me. Yeah, I can't wait to have Steve Bloom on the show because right now I got a marker. I'm writing Orochimaru on my right boot so I know which one to kick with.
Nice.
Oh God, yeah, it's gonna be nice. So something's happening because I know that a lot of Narutards, yeah, that's right, I call them Narutards, have been
Hey,
complaining.
they call themselves Narutards.
They've been complaining about, when's the new episode's gonna air, when Sasuke could have come back, and when are we gonna see the epic fight for the 15th millionth time between Naruto and Sasuke that's going to drag on for 25 episodes with nothing but filler, and then we're going to find out that it was all just a crazy dream. And
I know.
I don't know if you've heard this, but a lot of people complain that the Naruto series altogether is just, they've complained because it's got a ton of filler in it.
Yeah, well, everybody complains about the filler, and rightfully so. But what are you going to do?
What's your take on it?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know exactly the, what the production schedule was in Japan. I know that, for whatever reason, they felt that they had to go off and do these other things to either, spin their wheels till they could get the rest of the story in order or whatever. So I don't know. I mean, nobody likes it, but it's, I guess, sort of a fact of life. I prefer to stick more to the sort of that major storyline. But every now and then, a filler episode does something really funny, and it makes me laugh, which is not to say that I've actually watched many of them, just from the stuff that I remember recording. But, yeah, everybody hates them. What are you going to do?
Well, I guess it's like they're like trying to squeeze the blood out of a turnip, or in this case, I guess be squeezing the blood out of the ramen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ramen.
Ooh, bloody ramen.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I think you got a pretty good cast. You got Kyle Aber as Kiba. You got Kate Higgins as Sakura. Molly Flanagan as Naruto. I hear, if I had a nickel for every person that I heard said they don't like it when she goes, believe it, that I could retire to the Hamptons.
Yeah, no, you absolutely could. I remember when we first started the show, that was a huge sticking point, and then later on she starts saying it less. Strangely enough,
yeah.
Which is funny. If you keep your eyes peeled, you can see Miley Flanagan in the new Transformers movie.
Ooh, Dark of the Moon.
Yep.
Cool. Well, that's a little Easter egg, I guess, for those. Yeah, I heard she's got her Screen Actors Guild card.
Oh yeah, absolutely. As do many of us. But yeah, she's been working a lot. She has one line and another scene in the movie, and if you know what you're looking for, you'll see her.
It's pretty good. And I met for the first time a couple months ago. I met Quentin Flynn, who does Iruka, and when I told him that people were just complaining about Believe It, he couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
Believe It.
No, he's a hoot, man. You can't turn that guy off. He's nonstop.
Yeah, and he does a pretty good Paul McCartney.
Yeah, he does a very good Paul McCartney.
I can't wait to get him on the show too. That's gonna be two hoots and a holler. But
yeah.
If you could have any ninja ability, what would it be and why?
Isn't sexy no jutsu like the top of the list for anyone?
Giggity. All right.
Giggity. But let's see. If I could have, I don't know. Invisibility is good. I like that replication thing. I'd get more done if I could do the replication jutsu.
Yeah, because that'd be really cool. Shadow clone jutsu or shadow la jutsu, whatever. But
right.
I want to know about what I want to know is about the Sharingan, because he has to have like some kind of condition with that stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if Ben Stein came out and started doing a Clear Eye promo like.
For dry, red eyes, Clear Eyes is awesome.
See, like that. It'd be a stupid joke, but I enjoy it.
Not really.
Just get some
not
Clear
really.
Eyes.
I mean,
fix that.
Well, who needs? Who's going to need the Clear Eyes is all the cosplayers who put the contact lenses with the Sharingan in their eyes and keep them in for the entire convention. It's always very impressive, but all I can think of is, oh my God, that must be so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I actually wanted to get a pair of Sharingan contacts when I was younger, but then I found out that my retinas were very sensitive, so I couldn't have contacts. But they actually make Sharingan sunglasses.
No way.
They make Sharingan glasses, and I eBayed it, and I'm like, I gotta get a pair, but I can't afford like $30 for a pair of glasses. I only wear once. It's like
I Yeah, I never pay more than about $5 for a pair of sunglasses because I know I'm going to break them or lose them within the week.
I mean, the only sunglasses I want to wear are a pair of communist sunglasses or a pair of Bret Hart sunglasses, and I'm not paying $170 online for a pair of Bret Hart glasses, even though they can't find the original maker to start reproducing them. But that's why you don't see. Yeah. Well, that's what they at least that's what they say on the site. I don't know, but
of course, that's how they get you to pay $170.
Yeah. You also played Simon, or Simone, or Simon, Simone, it doesn't say how to pronounce it, in Gurren Lagann, and we talked with Kyle Aber about working on that show. What did you think of the show, and how did you develop Simone's character?
I love that show. It's one of my favorite shows that I've ever done, and it's because that character really gets to grow. It's not just sort of the same guy all the time. He starts off in one place and ends in at a totally different age, as well as a totally different place. And so it was exciting to be able to do that with a character. I think that's always exciting for an actor. If you get a character that really gets to grow and change. And just the writing was good. The story was good. It wasn't just your classic giant robot story. There was and all the characters. There was something to love with all those characters. Some of whom survive longer than others, but and the music was great, and the Gainax did a great job with that. The design, and it's just beautiful to watch. It was one of those perfect storm shows where everything comes together. And they cast it well, and it was good that Tony Oliver did a great job directing and adapting the script, and it's just one of those shows.
Oh yeah. I tell you what, we talk about Tony Oliver a lot on this show. And I tell you what, he not only is he a great voice actor, he's also a great director. This guy, he's done so much great stuff. I guess this comes with all the Power Ranger stuff he's done. A lifetime of experience, and he can now take that and make all these groundbreaking anime like Gurren Lagann, which I'm still a big fan of Yoko, by the way.
Well, aren't we all?
I think she's the best damn woman out there. Best.
Yes. Hey, I heard best breast. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I don't know. If I had a nibble for every time I came out breast, I'd be a millionaire.
And we can't forget that Tony Oliver was Rick Hunter on Robotech, for God's sake.
Rick Hunter. Yeah, and Wendy Lee was on there, and Rebecca Forsythe was Lyndon May on there, and it's we were just moving down the Robotech line. Now we're hopefully going to have Tony on in the next couple of months, and I would like to get him on there, and we talk about Robotech as well.
Fabulous, yeah. He'll definitely talk about it. He's great.
Now, we talked with Kyle about this on the show in September. What do you think of the idea that Kamina is a metaphor for God?
I had never thought about that.
Neither did he.
That he sort of exists as somebody that I can put my faith in until I realize that the real person I just need to believe in is myself. Huh? If you look at it that way. But then, of course, if you look at it that way, which is sort of the way that I look at it, then sort of throws religion into chaos, because I believe we all just should believe in ourselves above anything, and then we'll be able to do anything. So, but
fight the power.
Exactly. Fight the power.
Do the impossible, see the unseeable. Row, fight the power.
Fight the power.
What you gonna do?
Yeah,
no.
I never said those songs made any sense, but they're great songs.
It's like it takes two to make everything all right. Doesn't make sense, but hey, it gets us motivated. It's like fighting dreamers. So if we want to dream, we have to fight. That makes no sense at all. But hey, if it's motivational, if it's got a nice beat, you can dance to it. More power to it. That's what I say. Now, another role I think one of your best-known ones is Ben Tennyson in the hit Cartoon Network series Ben 10: Ultimate Alien. How did you audition to play Ben 10?
Well, they were reformatting the show. They wanted to sort of bump it ahead in the future till Ben was 15, and so they were looking for somebody to play the new Ben, and everybody auditioned, and for whatever reason they saw something in me that they thought would be right for it. And they kept sort of calling back smaller and smaller groups of people, and I just kept crossing my fingers, and finally I was in. very happy to be so, because it started off as Ben 10 Alien Force, and then it became Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, and hopefully it'll, they'll keep changing the name, but they'll keep hiring me.
Well, I don't know why they wouldn't want you. I mean, once they get to Ben 10,000, you might be in trouble, so...
That's true. That's true.
So, we actually got a request from one of our listeners. Would you say it's hero time as Ben?
Absolutely.
All right, one second.
It's hero time!
Yeah, Ben! Ow! Ow! Why did I hit my wrist? Ah, God! I hit my wrist! I don't have an Ultimatrix!
Dennis, I just thought it was cute. I just thought it was cute that you said a listener wants me to do that. Why don't you just own up to it and say, hey, I really want you to say it's hero time.
No, I have listeners. I wanted to say it, but the listener was in caps and they wanted my attention, so we're on the subject. I hit my wrist. I hit my wrist, Yuri. I hit my wrist. I have an Ultimatrix. I don't want to pay $30 for one of the toy ones. Ow. Ow.
You're going to be okay.
Yeah,
you're going to be okay, man.
Being totally mellow, gotta get mellow like Ben Murphy, okay? That was great. So, are you working on the new season of Ben 10? Is there anything you can tell us about the new season?
It's tough to say because I don't know exactly at what point they've aired. And there's a lot of episodes we recorded a long time ago. So I actually, my Cartoon Network overlords generally want me to keep a lid on what's going to happen in the future, although we've got Comic-Con coming up in a couple of weeks, and I'm sure they'll let me know what I can talk about and what I can't when we do a panel at Comic-Con. Other than there'll be great guest stars, man. We always get the best guest stars on that show.
Totally great. Hey, mom's the word. You gotta keep these things mellow. Gotta keep them under the cap because you don't want to spoil the surprise like peeking a Christmas present early. You don't want to spoil that magic surprise.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of, you also voiced Ben in this new 3DS game, Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion.
I didn't know. Just for the record, I didn't know it was going to be called Punch Time Explosion when I did it.
I'm a little worried because they're getting awfully close to trademark infringement because that sounds a lot like All Taste Explosion, which is the name of my show. So maybe they should back up a little bit with the next naming. But have you played it, and can you tell us a little bit about it?
I haven't played it. I've only seen a couple of YouTube clips that people have sent to me. I haven't played it yet, but I think you should sue them for the title, Dennis.
I should sue them because they didn't use a lot of the original voices for the characters. If they're gonna do a generation,
I know.
I mean,
that was also a surprise when we went in to do the recording. I guess because of for budgetary reasons, they couldn't hire every actor they wanted to play their character on that. And so when I showed up, they're like, "Hey, here you go. You can do Ben, and you can do these other characters too."
I believe you do Flapjack and Number One from Kids Next Door.
That is correct.
There you go on adventure.
And I actually, I think I may have to switch over to a different phone in a moment.
Okay, well, we got Stinger. We got Stingers. We can play a quick Stinger while we
Okay, play a quick Stinger. I'm going to call you from my cell phone like immediately.
You are listening to the Dennis Daniel Show.
Hey there, this is Brock, Pewter City gym leader and Pokemon breeder. And this is the All-Taste Explosion with the Boogaloo Shrimp, featuring John Pokemon.
Gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon.
And welcome back. You're tuned into the Dennis Daniel Show. We've got Yuri Lowenthal, the guy who does Sasuke Uchiha from Naruto and Ben 10 from Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. We've been talking with him about his kick-ass, awesome voiceover career. He's done a lot of great things. You also play Shinra Kishitani in the new series Durarara, which airs on Adult Swim Saturdays. What's it like playing Shira? And can you tell us a little bit about the series?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a series. It's a series that I like a lot because it's dark, and we've already established that I like dark things. And it's got lots of cool characters in it. While my character's kind of complicated because on one hand he's just this sort of nice guy. He's romantic, and really wouldn't hurt a fly, except for the object of his affection, whose head he's holding ransom, so that she won't run away, so that he can convince her to fall in love with him. So he's got his issues as well, but it's really cool. We just did a panel for it at Anime Expo last weekend, over the 4th of July weekend, and it was hugely received. And I mean, the cast is incredible. It's Kristen Freeman and Steve Bloom and Johnny Young Bosch and Kari Wahlgren, and I mean the list goes on and on. And it's cool and it's dark.
From what I've been hearing about all this on the internet and the interwebs and the Facebooks and the tweeters, I hear it's a pretty good show that I'll check out.
Right on.
And if there are any of my listeners, check it out. I believe it's 12:30 Saturday nights on Adult Swim on Cartoon Network. You're doing pretty good Cartoon Network wise. What with Ben 10, and then you got Durarara, and then you got all these other shows. I think you and Kyle have got the network television area pretty hammered down there.
We've got it pretty covered, yeah.
Okay, we were talking about Punch Time Explosion before the break. I understand, not everything can be perfect, but, at least try. Now, there are some voices in the game I know they couldn't get, like Aku was done by Mako. Well, that can't be helped because he's dead. But
could have done a seance.
No, I don't know. That would have invoked some evil spooky stuff.
That's true.
But guys like Samurai Jack, he's not even voiced by Phil Lamar. If anyone's a Samurai Jack diehard fan, they'd be kind of disappointed. I'm not saying now the gameplay, it looks incredible. It's like taking one generation and another one, smash them together and see who comes up the dominant character.
Nice.
It's like,
and the answer, of course, is Ben.
Well, duh. Well, I would have liked to see Ben go up against guys already in the show. I want to see Ben 10 take on Ed and Eddie.
Oh, see, that'd be so cool.
Of course, Ed and Eddie are not in the game. They should be, though, and a lot of fans are upset. Well, I think I know why a lot of characters that should be in the game are not. It's because when you're watching a Cartoon Network cartoon like Ben 10, at the end of the credits, you see that Cartoon Network Studios thing. A lot of shows... that a lot of characters who are in the game have that little thing at the end of their show. So that will explain why Foster's is in there, Powerpuff Girls is in there, Dexter's in there. I want to know, why is Johnny Bravo an assist character? Johnny Bravo was a G, so he should be a playable character, and he should have been voiced by Jeff Bennett.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, all those characters. I wish all those characters had been voiced by the original. The original guys, because they're all so genius. I actually when I was doing that, I called D. Bradley Baker, who voices number one, and I said, "Hey D, they're asking me to do this thing. It feels funny because I know you." And he said, "No, just do it. Don't worry about it." So there you go.
I would have thought he would have shouted, "Battle Stations!"
Oh, I know, right?
Well, again, you always can't get what you want, and I think Cartoon Network realizes that. So, what really what actually makes me want to go and pick up this game is the fact that they have Captain Planet as a character.
No way.
I am totally serious. Captain Planet, who we now know for saying "protect the environment or I'll f***ing kill you." From Robot Chicken, he's a playable character in Punch Time Explosion.
I'm gonna have to play this.
I'm like, dude, the original Cartoon Network character. He's in the game. Oh,
I know.
I could not make this up if I tried. I'm Googling it right now, and I'm looking at it. He's there. He is there, and he's got a finisher. It's like, oh boy, this is
amazing.
That's what I'm like. How in the world can you fit Captain Planet in Punch Time Explosion? I'm like, and it's confirmed. It's confirmed on there. I'm looking at it right now. Let's see. Right there. Captain Planet, voiced by Keith Ferguson.
Wow. That's a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal. It's just amazing, This game does look like a lot of fun, and I'd hopefully, Yes, I will pick it up and I will play as Ben because, I mean, how can you not play as Ben when your cis characters are Gwen and Kevin?
Right, exactly.
And the Vidro brothers, of course.
Yeah. Trust me. And John DiMaggio in anything is a winner.
Oh, I would have liked to see Bender in there just to go bite my shiny metal ass.
Right.
Ooh, and I even hear there are 6 bosses, and one of them is Ultimate Kevin. I guess that's the Kevin. I guess that's when Kevin tried to absorb all the power from what's his name? What's his name?
Agrigor.
Agrigor, and he becomes like that jumbled puzzle of all the other four. That was a very emotional episode. And I was like, come on, Ben, don't put him down like a mad dog. But of course, in the end, they find a way. That's what I like about it. There's a lot more grown-up situations. We see Ben go from this kid that he's all cocky and I'm the greatest. I can turn into a humongosaur, and we see him developing grown-up attitude, and that's why I think it has a lot more appeal than the kiddie one.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I love the show. I love it so much.
Oh, it's totally great. Now, I bet you get asked this a lot, but what is your favorite role you've done?
That's the impossible question, because there are so many. I mean, all of them are in part, part of me anyway. But I mean, there are some that stand out. Ben is one of them. Sasuke is one of them. I got to play Superman, for God's sake. I mean, how does that not, just sort of make my little, all my little nerd parts tingle? So Superman and Kuma on Afro Samurai was also thrilling. The Prince in the Prince of Persia games. That's a big one for me. I love that guy too. There's so many. Simon on Gurren Lagann and Suzaku on Code Geass. I mean, if you keep me going long enough, I'll probably list most of the characters that I played.
That's okay. That's okay.
Definitely rise to the top.
They can check out your Internet Movie Database account. Now, aside from doing all this anime, you've appeared in several live-action series such as Alias, Gilmore Girls, and Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles. What's it like working on a live-action series, and how is it different from working on an anime?
Oh, it's the acting part. It's the same thing, but from the process part, it's miles. It's miles apart. I mean, we can record an entire episode of an anime or a regular original animation thing, show like Ben 10. Really quickly, I mean, we go in there and we record it and we're good to go. Now I know that then it takes them 8 months to animate, but that's the only part that I'm involved in is I come into the studio and for several hours and we knock it out. Whereas you're doing a show like Sarah Connor Chronicles, which was one of the greatest moments of my life, because that was the reason I got into acting, was so that I could do crazy things like getting chased by robots and running around nuclear submarines, and but it takes so many people on set, hundreds of people, to make it happen, and they're setting lights, and they're positioning camera, and they're making sure that the set is right, and 1,000 other things that most of the time I would just be sort of sitting either off to the side watching, or in my trailer reading a book while they do that. And we could we would take days to do that stuff. Whereas when I'm voice acting, I can come in in my pajamas, and no pajama bottoms, just a pajama top, and just and record whatever I want, and then clearly what they want, but I go in and I record and I do my part, and then I go home. But it's much more involved on a live action show. That sounds awesome. Just go in with your pajamas, and if I was being chased by robots, I'd probably crap my pants. I probably would crap them. That's why I didn't. That's why I wouldn't wear any. I mean, because you're being chased by like killer robots. It's all weird but it must have been a lot of fun. I mean, what happened to your character? Did he get blown up or shot or something? Luckily or not luckily. I mean, I didn't get a death scene, so you could say unluckily. But luckily, I thought I survived, so I thought, oh yeah, they can use me in the rest of the show. They could always come back to good old Gunrat Garvin. And but unfortunately, the show got canceled before we could find out of that. I guess it wasn't doing so good rating-wise, or they just couldn't afford the budget. Yeah, it was an expensive show to do. Yeah, and then Fox, I think, had to choose between Dollhouse or that, and Dollhouse was was they already had a season under their belt. Well, I mean, I guess we did too, but it was a bigger title for them for whatever reason.
I would have rather watched Terminator than Dollhouse. I watched one episode of Dollhouse,
right?
And I think the left side of my brain shut down so the right side could catch up.
Right. Well, Joss Whedon, he's complicated. Makes you think.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you have a name like Terminator.
Right.
Bar aside the last two movies, the first two are classics, and Terminator 2 is considered to be one of the greatest sequels in a sci-fi action genre. And it's so why would you cancel, a well-recognized name like Terminator, so you could have some flop show with what is she, a robot? Is she a confused girl? Or is they didn't even answer that question for me. It's like, if I want to see dolls, I'll go to a Toys R Us and look at the Barbie aisle, because essentially that's the equivalent of watching an episode of Dollhouse. So that's right, Fox, come and get me.
They're banging at your door right now.
You have a new book out entitled Voiceover Voice Actor, What's It Like Behind the Mic? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, it's a book on voice acting that my wife Tara, who's also an actor, and I wrote together, because a lot of people had been asking a lot of the same questions that you even asked on the show, about how we got involved, and some of those people were fans who were saying, hey, I'm in school right now, but I really want to do that. What do you recommend I do? And we'd get those emails, and we'd try to respond as best as possible. And besides those people, then our friends would ask us, other actors, hey, I see you're doing a lot of voiceover. Can I take you out to lunch and then pick your brain on that sort of thing? And we did that for a while, and we responded to those emails for a while, and then it got to be so fast and furious that we couldn't keep up with those people anymore. We didn't have time to sit down with everybody and do that. So actually, just to almost to make our lives easier, we wrote it all down and published it in a book. And it's a fun read. It sort of talks about a lot of our process and what we do and how the business works, and from a business standpoint as well as from an acting standpoint. And we got a lot of other people, actors and engineers and directors and casting people, to also pepper the book with anecdotes, so it wouldn't just be me and Tara talking to the reader. And we put pictures in it, because I don't believe in books without pictures. It is absolutely un-American.
So, Yuri, where can a totally handsome, totally not fat guy like myself go and pick up this voiceover voice actor, What's It Like Behind the Mic book?
Well, anybody could pick up a copy at, you can either go to our website, voiceovervoiceactor.com. You can get it on Amazon. You should be able to get it in Barnes & Noble. And if you still have a Borders in your town, you can ask Borders. And if they don't have it there, you can ask them to order it, because it is available to all those stores. Although I don't know if all of them keep them stocked on the shelves. So it's easy. If you order it through our website, then we will autograph it for you if you want. That's the only difference between ordering it from us versus ordering it somewhere else.
Wait, Yuri, you're telling me that I could get a book that will show me what it takes to be a voice actor, plus get it signed by the guys that do Sasuke and Tamari from Naruto?
That's ridiculous, right? I must be lying.
It's two things for the price of one. You don't have to wait forever in line to get an autograph at a convention, and you get helpful information if you want to go into the career of voice acting.
Right?
It's like peanut butter and jelly. It's like taking care and spiking your hair. It's amazing. And I also know that you also have a Twitter page for your book, and you can and you actually put tips on there that people can follow on Twitter.
Correct.
And of course, we will have a link to your website, of course, on the All Taste Explosion website, alltasteexplosion.com. Let's go ahead and dig into some listener questions right now. Our first question is from Voice Actor in Training 1. He has a question, and I'm putting my hard hat on. He wants to ask Sasuke, why did you betray your friends, and how could you even sleep at night?
Well, because I believe I'm doing the right thing. Hey, it's not like I cozied up to Sakura and Naruto and said, hey, let's be good friends. I just want to hang out, and eat snacks and watch movies. And
no, you're colder than Antarctica.
Exactly, from the beginning. I let them know exactly what the deal was. If you recall, like the first episode you see me, I'm like, here's what I got to do. I've got to go, find and kill a certain someone. That's what I'm all about.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Sasuke. I'm playing you a sad song on the world's smallest violin. Guys like you just make me sick. You guys run around going, my brother killed my mommy. My brother killed my daddy. Shut the up and grow a pair. There are guys that lose their parents every day, but hey, you don't see them seeking revenge, and you don't see them running around with a black-haired, pale-skinned guy that bears a creepy resemblance to Michael Jackson, who associates himself with little boys.
Hey, man, I didn't say he was right.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Orochimaru gets the right boot, Sasuke, you get the left one. So why don't you come over here, Bearcast, I'll give you a nice ass-kicking. We'll get some of those emotions out of you.
You know what? I think that's what he could use, actually.
Oh, totally.
I wish I could send him to you, Dennis. I really do.
I would. Guys like him make me sick. Not really. Okay, so yes, we have made another enemy. Thank you. Coming next month, check out the enemies of the All Taste Explosion. We've got quite a list, and see, we got Krang, we got Seto Kaiba, we got Colleen Stadfeld, we got Konata from Lucky Star. Don't even know how that got there, but Okay, our next question from Nico Yukihime 55. Have you seen Naruto the Abridged series?
I have seen some of Naruto the Abridged series, and I find it quite hilarious, actually.
Yeah, done by Little Karibo, who has been on our show twice. He's a very great guy, very, very awesome guy. Helped us out with our little quote-unquote war with Seto Kaiba, so...
Nice.
We like to have wars up with the characters on our show, and that boils over into all this insanity, and it's a lot of fun though. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Our next question is from Horiand Yuri Lover 14. Since you voiced Derek Stills in the Trauma Center games, have you ever played any of them?
I have never played a Trauma Center game. But I always love recording them, and I actually had a lot of fun recording Trauma Team, which I think was the most recent one, because I actually got to play somebody besides Derek Stiles, as much as I love Dr. Derek. I've never played any of those games. There are a lot of games that I've worked on that I haven't played. They sit in a growing stack in my office by my consoles. I love playing video games, I'll be totally honest. And if I had extra time in the day, I would probably use it to play video games, but I've just been so busy lately. I mean, and I just get absorbed into them, and I just don't have the time to spend, the tens of hours every weekend that I used to do playing them. But no, I've never played any of the Trauma Center games.
From Mike Rubio 1, what was it like playing both Albedo and Ben in Ben 10 Ultimate Alien?
It's super fun, and Albedo keeps coming back, which is great, because it lets me play basically Ben's evil twin in a way. Plus he loves his cheese fries. No, what is it? Bring me
chili fries.
Chili fries. Yeah, he's fallen in love with that. I mean, he's evil, but he has a weakness for chili fries.
He looks like a Ben 10 negative.
Yeah, and I love that he's cool. He's got the red jacket, the white hair, and it's cool. I hope they keep bringing him back, and then they have, because I think there's something fun about having your evil. I mean, they always did it on Star Trek and everything. You get your evil version of that character. I love playing him.
Yeah, I don't have an evil character. I'll have an evil version of me. That'd be pretty awesome, though. Probably have a mustache.
Right, exactly.
Can you tell us a little bit about your independent film company, Monkey Kingdom Productions?
Yeah. Monkey Kingdom Productions, my wife Tara and I formed because as an actor, you don't always get to choose the roles you play. You audition and, you hope to get cast as often as possible so you can make a living. But if there's like a character, for example, that, or a kind of project that you want to work on that you're not getting cast on, we found that by forming our own production company, we could take control of that a little bit and maybe produce the kinds of shows or the kinds of movies or web series that we, of the characters that we would really want to play. And as a matter of fact, we did a film that hopefully will be available soon on Netflix and iTunes, a thriller called a psychological thriller called Tumbling After. We're in post-production on another feature called Con Artists. It's a mockumentary about voice actors at anime conventions. and which is I think is once it's all done will be quite fun for the fans, as well as hopefully for people who don't even know that world that well. And I'm glad you asked. We just finished shooting the first season of a web series called Shelf Life, which you can, if you go to our website, monkeykingdomproductions.com, there's a link on there, or you can just go to shelflifeseries.com. And it's about 4 action figures on a young boy's shelf. Only the action figures are played by actual people in costumes. One of whom is myself, one of whom is Tara, one of whom is Travis Willingham, who many of your listeners will probably know from his work in voice as well as on-camera stuff. And then the fourth guy is a guy named Brian Ank, who's a pal of mine from New York. But we play these action figures on a young boy's shelf. So it's sort of like Toy Story, only we curse a lot more. So it's a much more adult sort of. Not that Toy Story hasn't gotten adult, especially in that last one, but let's just say we take it to a different place.
So we won't see Tom Hanks in this.
No, I don't believe so, unless it gets so hugely popular that he just begs to be a part of it.
Well, if we put a link to it on the All Things Explosion website, I don't see why it wouldn't be popular.
See, exactly. We hope to have it. We just finished shooting the first season, so we hope to have a trailer up in time for Comic-Con. That's our goal. And then we're probably airing or releasing the first episode in August sometime.
Aside from Comic-Con, what other conventions are you confirmed for in 2011?
In 2011, we don't have a lot of confirmed conventions. Right now, I think we just did the Anime Expo. We're going to be doing Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con in a couple of weeks, and then SAC Anime in the Sacramento area is the only other event we're actually confirmed for, I think.
All right. Are there any new series that you're working on that you can tell us about?
Let's see. It's a lot of the same stuff. We finished recording Do Da Da Da. We're doing more Ben 10, and I hope they come back and do more Young Justice. That'd be cool. Lots of video games, our own web series, Shelf Life, and as far as other series, we continue on the Naruto Shippuden. Bleach is the show that will never die, and that's about. Yeah, that's about what we're working on right now.
Well, Yuri, sadly, we're all out of time for this week. You can check out Yuri's book, Voiceover Voice Actor, What's It Like Behind the Mic, available at all major bookshops. You can catch him as Ben 10 on Ben 10 Ultimate Alien on Cartoon Network. You can catch him in Durarara, Saturdays at 12:30 on Adult Swim. Yuri, thank you so much for being on the show. And for Yuri and myself, and everyone here on the Dennis Daniel Show, thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you all next time. Good night, everybody!